If you're watching this as a replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay in the comments. If you're new, meaning you've never watched us before, go ahead and put new in the comments. And if you're watching us live, go ahead and put hey SK in the comments. Welcome to another night of SNK After Dark. And I'm going to pass it off to Steph and let her start tonight's topic.
Tonight's topic is we are not okay. And we meaning people. We doesn't necessarily mean me per se or Katia per se. It's just a check on your peoples in a nutshell. The holidays can be very rough for some people. For whatever reason, it could be their first holiday away from their beloved ones and they moved away. They could be in the military. They could be serving. They could be a military spouse and this is their first away from their family, their first time away from their family, and they're all alone, and so they may feel like they're all alone. People have lost like a house fire trying to cook for Thanksgiving, and all the kind of crazy things that happen. I even saw posts this morning of people losing their matriarchs this morning and last night. So just show some compassion when you see people and they're having a rough time. I saw a quote yesterday and I was scrolling and said, have some compassion this season. You never know what someone is going through. It could be their first holiday without a loved one in a new environment with no friends to go to, or it could just be tough for them for other reasons that I mentioned. You got your policemen, your firemen, people that are there, your 911 operators, your nurses, your doctors in the ER, and those type of environments where they don't have the luxury of having the day off because their job doesn't close. Because in the off chance that you or I need them, they need to be available to assist. So just be mindful and just consider those things when you bump into people. Just be kind. Just a simple smile, a simple gesture, even if somebody's a douchebag, a simple God bless you or have a nice day can go a long way rather than respond. Conversely, I don't use this time if you're dealing with stuff to be an asshole to people just because you can. Be mindful that if you're not in a good space, then maybe you need to stick to online shopping. Amazon is great for that. And be mindful of like, okay, I'm not feeling people today. And if you really have to people, try your best to people at odd times or use other options to get what you need. Maybe phone a friend and say, look, I'm really struggling. I can't deal with the traffic. I need some greens or I need a spice. You just got to open your mouth and reach out because people are not mind readers as well. So just be nice to people and don't use this time to be a douche. If you know you got some things going on and you're not quite in a good space, work on that. Because the holidays are supposed to be our friends and family. And at the end of the day, you may not have anybody around you, but there are people out there who love you and care about you. Maybe distant, but they're out there. Reach out, or try to make plans or reach out to the ones that are local. Like, okay, I know we're not tight, but at least it's something. Just be mindful. Just show some compassion. Like I said, I show compassion enough where if you're a douchebag, I won't respond in a douchebag manner. But you don't get to be a dick. So just keep, both sides. Just don't use it as an excuse. To get sympathy points and to just be mean and ugly to people because the holidays and you got stuff going on. Because we've all suffered losses. There's all parts of the holidays, especially as we get older each year. There's stuff that you're like, dang, I wish so-and-so was here. Darn it, I can't go home. There's always that. You're not the only one. It's just that some of us are able to recognize that and then take the steps needed to be in a healthy spot. Or just isolate themselves. So that's all I've got for now. What you gonna take?
I say there are a lot of people that are not okay, and a lot of the way we deal and the way we don't deal come from culture. Mm-hmm. And I know for me, I only can speak for being African American. Going to counseling and seeking help is like a stigma.
Very terrible.
We are shown the culture to be strong. We endure. We can get through this. We got this. Put on this facade, suppress everything. But for me, working in the mental health field and just helping others know that that's not okay. I was raised by my grandma, and I lost her 18 years ago. And it doesn't get easier. Like, time is just that time. It just passes. I had to find healthy ways to cope, to deal. Like, people say, oh, time heals. No, time does not heal all wounds. Time is just that. Time pass. So, the way I know that I'm not okay, I just take time for me and reflect on those times with my grandma that we had that were good. And I don't try to use my downtime as a time to treat people any kind of way. There are a lot of people out there that are not okay. And I just want to tell you that it's okay not to be okay. You don't have to put on that facade. You don't have to always be strong. What you need to do is surround yourself by people who are aware of your shortcomings, who accept you for who you are, and are there for you genuinely to help you. And if you have people in your life that genuinely want to help you get through those times, invite it, welcome it. It's scary. I know for me, as a person that's very independent, who don't like asking for help, it's hard to accept when somebody genuinely cares. Some people try to get in your space and use that time when you're down and vulnerable to take advantage of you. So watch those type of people too.
The woe is me spirits.
Yeah. I know for me, working on my mental health and healing, it's harder for me to be around people who are comfortable in their state without getting help. Because I know for me, not getting help affects me personally, but it also affects my marriage. So I chose to get help because I want my relationships with people to be better, but also my relationship with my wife to be better and myself. So you have to know that getting help and recognizing you need help is strength, not weakness.
That's true. God dang, I was about to say something I forgot. Oh, Lord. That was good. Dang. Oh, I just completely forgot what I was about to say.
Sorry.
Nah, it's cool. It happens.
Yeah, it's just a touchy subject.
Yeah. Oh.
And for me.
It is. But for some people, especially around the holidays, especially after the loss of a loved one, it's the first round of holidays is generally the toughest because it's your first without that person and it's a noticeable absence. It's the first of, dang, I miss so-and-so's cooking. I'll never forget, my mom died the Sunday before Thanksgiving, the year that she passed. I was planning on working, so I didn't really have Thanksgiving plans. I think I was prepared to do a double. I probably signed up for a double. Who knows? Because I knew that the 3/11 shift, they weren't going to come in. They ain't coming on a good day. They sure as hell ain't coming in on no holiday. But she passed, so I ended up getting the day off. And my nephew's family invited us over to eat. And there was some macaroni and cheese. Apparently, I thought everybody ate macaroni and cheese, but apparently that's a black folks thing. I didn't know. And it was noticeable. I was like, dang, the food was good. Not knocking it. It had mashed potatoes, the regular stuff, turkey, mashed potatoes and gravy, like I think green beans. They don't collard greens, but it's fine. It was good. The food was good. I'm never going to take that away. But I was like, dang, mom's macaroni and cheese is missing. It really hit home. You eating, it feels like this don't feel right. First of all, those aren't my people. I don't know them. I mean, I knew my nephew. I knew her mom. I knew my nephew and his mom and her immediate family. But all of my extra aunts and uncles, I don't really know them. So that felt weird too. But then they're like, dang, the food was good, but the mom's macaroni and cheese is missing. And then you get through Christmas and it's like, dang. But then after that, I wouldn't say it sucks any less because the loss is still there. It still hurts and it's still a loss. It's still a hole. But it doesn't hurt. It gets to the point where you can embrace the moments and you cook that person's dish the way they did it. And you're like, oh, they'd be so proud. And you smile and rather than just burst into tears. Like, oh, you're not here. You're like, no, yes, say be proud of me. Look, I did it. I did that for you. And that's where the shift comes. But that's where the shift comes from. So I hope ladies had a great Thanksgiving. Thankful, hashtag grateful, hashtag blessed. Thank you.
so much.
I did. I don't know if you saw our post on social earlier, but something about this Texas air. We made minor changes to stuff that we've been cooking since before we got together, and I mean, some of those changes I always do every now and then. Like with chicken, I did something different. I do it every now and then, and I was just like spurred on. What do we got? And came out so good. Everything. And I hope you and your family did as well. But we threw down in that kitchen. Like, I can't wait for lunch tomorrow. I can't wait for dinner tomorrow and Saturday. Like, I'm excited. But but yeah, just be mindful. And you run into that grumpy old man in the grocery store, he might be frustrated because his wife took care of everything, and this is his first time doing the shopping. And he's so spoiled by her, and she's no longer here. Maybe she's in a nursing home. Maybe she passed. And he's like, dang, this sucks. I don't know how to do this. Because, I mean, them old folks been together 30-some years. He don't know how to do that stuff. He don't know. You know, his kids may be away. He may not have kids. Maybe he was a douche and pushed his kids away. We don't have the full picture. That's the point. So you see the little cranky old cantankerous man, unless they're just being really, really ugly, just offer to help. Flash him a quick smile and say, look, I see you struggling. Or look, can I help you? Is there anything I can do for you? Or I hope you have a good day. And just give him a smile. You know, the lady with the kids all over the place and they're running and screaming. Have some mercy. Maybe her babysitter bailed on her at the last minute. And so now she's like, dang, I got to get this stuff done. Stuff's got to get done. You know, so just be mindful and check on your people. You know, somebody who lives alone, doesn't have any family, just make sure they're okay. I mean, and some people choose to stay alone on holidays by choice. And it's a healthy choice for them because they're staying away from toxic family. They know they're not in a good space, so they're purposely isolating themselves. And that's okay. It doesn't hurt to just reach out and say, hey, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. And just say, thinking of you. That goes a long way. And that you can make that person's whole day. They may never tell you. But, you know, they get home and they relax the end of the night and they're like, somebody at least thought about me on this holiday. I hope you had, you know. So that's all I really had. I didn't want to keep it too, just a friendly reminder because today's a holiday. And I just see a lot of stuff on my timeline personally that just reminded me to just reach out to those people, reach out to your service members. Like I said, your police officers, those who have to work because of their professions that are available for you should you need them. I saw some people ended up getting stitches today. They're in urgent care because somebody's sick. Thank those people and give them a smile and say thank you for taking away time from your family to make sure that my kid who fell or whatever is sick is okay. Because you just never know. You got anything else you need to add, my love?
Just also veterans, like, you know, some people, veterans are alone. And when you served in the military for so long and you put on that facade to the military is another environment where you have to put on that strong hat and you get out and you still try to put on that strong hat.
Right.
And then, you know, they out there alone. I was invited to a veterans group, which is great information. And in there today was like, I'm not suicidal. I'm just alone. Any veterans want to chat, just to kind of chat. So it's nice, you know, to have that and be able to, you know, pop in and encourage. I mean, this topic, you know, I'm near and dear because I work in the field, but like I had to tell myself it's okay not to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of how my life was and what I had to endure so young.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to pick up the torch and press forward at a young age when my grandmother died when I was 17. I didn't know how to not be okay. Because if I would have waddled in sorrow and grief at that time, I would have not been where I am today. So I had to learn and appreciate that it's okay not to be okay. And I'll honestly say that I didn't fully understand that until I met you. She allows me to be vulnerable and she allows me to not be okay and not judge me, and to have a partner that sincerely allows you to be you, but still check you when you too much of you. You know, create that balance. And I'm learning to appreciate a partner that takes a balanced approach. Because, you know, I guess my life, I never really had balance, honestly. When I really sit back and look, I didn't have balance. I wasn't taught balance. I wasn't taught how to deal with my emotions. I wasn't taught how to deal with my feelings.
Right.
It's like, be strong. That's all we know as Black people. Be strong. But are you really strong? Are you emotionally and mentally drained, and you masking how to be strong?
I like that. It's okay not to be okay. It is. And sometimes you have to remind your significant other that, or remind yourself that. Look in the mirror and say, you know what? I am not okay today. And that is okay. And just acknowledging it generally is really the first step. Okay, you're not okay. So what are we going to do? Are we going to isolate? We're going to reach out? You know, those are the things that you just have to decide. But it is okay not to be okay.
And
It
for
really
me, getting to that point to know that it's okay not to be okay, I had to find somebody that I was okay and appreciated and understood when I wasn't okay. That's just not something that just comes out. And embrace that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took me some time to really embrace, like, it's okay, babe, not to be okay when she tells me that. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel down.
It really
But
is. It's okay.
to open up and really show that side of you is scary because you get judged so much.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you always that strong one in your family, everybody look up to you as the strong one. They don't open up that window of opportunity for you to be weak. And weak doesn't mean that you're like not useful. You can be useful and be weak. You have your moment. You know, I always tell my wife, I tell her, it's okay to be human.
It is.
Allow people in your life to be human, especially if you're married to a man. Because my brothers, and I always say my brothers, whether black, white, blue, you know, I look at us as a human race, and, you know, I'm like, men in general have a load to carry. And when they are married to someone or surrounded by someone that tell them it's okay, bro, not to be okay. You having a rough time? Cry. I got you. I'm not going to judge you.
I'm that person when someone says, how are you? I say I'm fine when I'm really not. But I don't want to unload my issues on people because I don't know if they genuinely care or just asking to be courteous. That's very valid. You have people who will ask just as a courtesy, they really don't want to know. They'd be like, you answered. But I think that sometimes that comes from getting to know who's asking you. Like if it's a coworker where you generally kind of had a bond and you share things, they probably genuinely care. If it's somebody you're in passing, like, hey, how are you? They don't really care. But that's true.
Yeah, that's me. Like,
That's
I'm
very
always saying I'm good and I'm not. But that's because I don't trust people.
That also,
Like, it's like because, like, I would put my whole check on it. Say about 8 out of 10 people really don't care.
well, some of it's not
It's
even
like a custom. It's like a custom thing. Like, it's like, I love you, and people say I love you back, but they really don't love you just because it's not okay to be like, I love you, like, oh, thank you. You know, you care. Like, people feel like because somebody say I love you, you gotta say it back. But so we get used to saying things back and forth out of tradition
politeness.
and being polite versus like, don't say that if you don't mean it.
Some of it,
It's a cultural thing sometimes.
Some of it's trust issues. But some of it, we as women are just wired to say I'm okay and to power through when we're not okay. We are hardwired. Some of it's genetics, just the way we are. And then we are conditioned. That's a whole nother conversation another time. We are conditioned to take everybody else. We're conditioned to be wives. We're conditioned to be mothers. We're conditioned to be nurturers, all the things. And so you're used to like, I'm okay, even though you're not okay. But if in some households, if you don't do certain things, they won't get done. And so you have to be like, you know what? I'm okay. I just got to power. And you're powering through rather than stop at the self-care and go, you know what? Well, I'm going to order pizza. I don't care what you eat today. Or if you want food, I'll feed, like there are some households like that. And it could be because they're little kids and they have nobody else or their partner sucks. And it just generally, if they don't cook, they don't lay out the kids' clothes. They don't have the kids with the homework. The kids just be running amok. And that sucks. And that's hard. And then some will have the support and still won't use it just because they're just hardwired for whatever reason, whether they were taught that way. Some of it's their personality, they're a control freak. They're like, I gotta be a good wife. I gotta get this done. I feel like a horrible mother when I take time for myself. Those are all unhealthy thoughts that have been coming from being conditioned. And it is okay to take time for yourself. And if when you are not okay, it's okay to be like, look, kids, I don't feel good. You can send a note home and say, look, I went home, I barfed my brains out. I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to help my kids with my homework. Your teacher, help them as best as you can, or call somebody that can help them. Or say, you know what, kids, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling good. Order out. Kids love pizza. Like, if you can afford it, rather than spend the time slaving over a kitchen, order a pizza while you, and help them with their homework, or get them started with their homework while you wait. So when they eat, they didn't choke, you can be like, okay, I'm going to rest now.
That's Google.
They got
you type in the problem and they show
all kinds of apps. Right. So while you're waiting for your food, or DoorDash, or whatever you use while you're waiting for your food to come, you can always just help them. There are ways to finagle things. And it's going to be okay. I promise. You're not going to be a crappy mother or father or grandmother if you take a minute to check yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can't, if your foundation, which is you, is not strong, you are no good to anything else. Think about it. When a foundation in a building goes, or a home goes, or stuff starts to lean and shift and kind of disrupts the flow of things. All of a sudden you got a bump in the floor that wasn't there before, or a weird little slant that wasn't there before, because your foundation isn't good. So think of it as that regards. You are the foundation to whatever you are nurturing. And if you're not good, you can't be as effective as you could be if you just took the few minutes to take time for yourself.
And that's, for me, that's partially why I don't get into the whole gender roles. I believe in a partnership, and I don't believe in percentages that, what I'm saying? I just know that sometimes I got 80% of the responsibility of our household, and she gets 20 because she had a rough day. And sometimes she got 90% of that household, and I got 10%. But that doesn't make me less of a wife, because today is my 10% day and she got 90%. And it doesn't make her less of a wife because she got a 10% or 20% day and I got a 80 or 90% day. That's why I don't do gender roles. Teamwork. We're a partnership. Some days one's going to have more percentage than the other. That goes for men or women. We got to get out of this role thing. Some people are conditioned, like Steph said, oh, the man is do this, do this, and this, and the wife did this, do this, and this, and this. Now, some households work different than others, but my point to that is when you staying strict to those roles, you watch your partner slave and suffer over a stove when she or he is sick, versus saying, you know what, babe, I know you love cooking and I know that's your thing, but tonight I'm gonna take over because you look tired, you look worn out. Put your feet up, relax. When we get so conditioned to these gender roles that you allow your partner to be emotionally and mentally drained, that's a problem, in my opinion. Like, I don't care. And people who could say, oh, you with a woman, it doesn't matter. If I was with a man, you know what I'm saying? And my husband, if I was married to a man and my husband was sick and sweating, and I'm not gonna be like, well, that trash gonna sit there till you take it out. It makes no sense. I'm gonna take that damn trash out. He's sick. Man, you lazy. He over there sick and sweating, and here I am just fussing. Take the trash out. Is it your normal thing? No, but that doesn't make him less of a husband because he's sick and he can't do what he normally do. Certain things you can't do if it's too heavy. We get that. then find a neighbor. Like, hey, my husband's not feeling well. Can you take the trash out? Be careful with that sometimes. You know, people try to hit on you. It's a whole lot of factors. My point is, get away from gender roles.
That's true.
You know, get away from gender roles. Think of a partnership and make it happen for your family. And you have to teach your kids to respect your time. Like, you have to, you know, because then you raising self-centered, what do they call them?
Narcissist?
Yes. Thinking that it's all about them. You know, they grow up to thinking it's all about them. And sometimes it starts early because you make it all about them. No, it's not all about you. Well, Mom, I need you. No, you don't.
Well, check this. I suck at self-care. I'm a control freak that feels like I have to do things myself in a certain way. It's worked for my family for years. But lately, it's been taking a toll on me, and my family is having a hard time adjusting to me not doing what I usually do. I'm starting to listen to my body and do little things to care for myself. They will be okay. It's unfortunate that it took you this long to start doing this. I'm sure it feels really good. And they'll adjust, especially as they start to see how healthier you are, both physically and mentally, and how more patient you are, and all the good things that come from self-care. They will be okay. And then hopefully, you know, anybody else who's just starting a family will just implement these things earlier, so that way, while that adjustment period won't be as bad. Or there won't be one at all, because you're like, look, I'm going to the bathroom. You know, kids do some weird things. I remember I used to torture my mother, so I know I'm going to get it. I mean, but I didn't even know. I just loved her and wanted to be around her. I didn't know that she needed space and she wanted, I mean, you're a little kid. Little kids don't want to care about space. But sometimes she set boundaries. She's like, look, I'm in the bathroom. Leave me alone. Are you okay? You fine? Okay. You know, but I'm like, but
it also helps you teach your kids self-care.
Boundaries.
And that's a problem. Like, it's so much with social media, sometimes it's annoying because you will see a parent take time for them. You're a horrible mother and father. Your kids need you, and you just ignoring them. They'll be okay.
But you ignoring yourself makes you a horrible parent too in the
Yes.
end. Because you know, you're tired, you're patient, you're cranky. You're not your best you. It's like the Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. You're not you when you don't feed your soul with self-care.
And you got to teach your kids, like, you got to take time for me. Look, you see how if you that parent that make a chore board and you got a schedule, put in there, mommy 30 minutes or daddy's 30 minutes. This time, don't bother me unless you're dying or it's a real emergency. Don't bother me. Because guess what? When them kids in there playing the video games, who? Mommy, daddy, who? When they on Fortnite, they don't know you. When they on Fortnite or listen to music.
If your daycare or whoever is watching you, if you work, take the 30 minutes and do your grocery shopping or whatever before you go pick up your kid. I mean, that's going to cost you a fortune. Some of it, that extra minute costs you a fortune. Mm-hmm. But if you can afford to do it and it's not going to mess with you, you're going to pay the same amount regardless, take the time to go get a manicure or a pedicure. I mean, I use my self-care when I'm chilling at night, and I do my own nails, my own self. Those are things that I do on my own time when I'm ready. I sit down after I cook, I've relaxed for the day, I did my business stuff, I worked, and I sit down, watch TV or whatever, and I do my nails. I see that happen all the time.
And where she used to go,
that was my self-care too. Stop and get a mani-pedi.
Yeah, and she like, you want nope, that's your time, babe. Because at the end of the day, I love being around my wife, but I like to give her space, like her to have her time.
Or go get a massage. You know, like they have 30-minute massages. Like there are options that way when you go pick up your kids, you'd be like, oh, whew, I'm okay now. If you have that option. You know, I wouldn't abuse it. If you got somebody who's willing to work with you, you've got your mom or somebody helping your kids, you know, obviously don't leave them there all the time every day. But every now and then you got to take time for yourself. It's okay. You got to teach your kids boundaries. Your spouse, you got to teach them boundaries too.
Because we got too many young kids just committing suicide or feeling like they don't belong. And they don't get it. So you just got to, it's important. Like, it's very important.
It is.
Like, I work with kids, and some of the stuff that they tell me, that they go through, that they see, and just to see them do a 360 and be in a healthier space as a kid, it makes me smile. And like, we gotta just be supportive spouses. Mm-hmm. Husbands out there, man, support your wives. Like you got that wife who you know gonna take it home regardless. Just
check on her. Check on her.
Yeah, it's
check
okay.
on your strong
You're not
folks.
gonna be. Don't just kick your feet up and watch the game all the time. You know, I'm not telling people how to run their household.
Just some suggestions.
Just some suggestions.
Like, do you see she slaved and cook? Go do the dishes for her and help her out.
Yeah, help her out.
Like, go take a nice hot shower, or you gonna use our and go watch.
I'm
the
like,
dishes.
well, she want to do it. Okay, yeah, it's a lot of
offer.
stuff my wife want to do, but I be like, babe, tonight, chill, take her.
You can offer. You don't have to make them. You're like, you're gonna do it. Just be like, hey, go ahead and relax. Take a bubble bath. I'm drew you a bath. I'm gonna take care of the dishes. Just simple gestures.
I guarantee you the mood will change. And that
especially if you know they're having a rough time during the holidays. Especially if it's their first Thanksgiving or the first holiday without somebody, or it's a new adjustment for whatever reason. You know, if you are the service member and you've been moved away from where your significant other, their family is, and they're alone, essentially, because they just moved because of, I get it, the move, just be mindful and just check on them. Be like, look, I know this is rough. Thank you so much for cooking. I drew you a bath. I'll take care of the dishes. That's all. Just check on you people during the holidays.
Sometimes you got those spouses that in the same year, both of y'all have lost a parent or a loved one. And it's struggle for both of y'all.
Lean on each other.
Lean on each other, support. Maybe y'all like a certain board game or a card game. Or maybe you could just do something silly, like karaoke. Y'all might not never do it. Just do karaoke, have fun. Or, maybe it's a song that both of y'all like to dance. Just be silly and dancing. Like, come on, babe. I know it's rough for both of us, but have a good time and laugh and joke. It's just, we just wanted to get on and just say it's okay. It's not to be okay. Check on those, those that you know are having a rough time. And if you're having a rough time, communicate, because, like, for me, most people look at me as strong, and like I hold my own for a long time, and that's only because I had to, and I didn't really have people I trusted my deepest, darkest feelings to tell. Now I have a wife, and I'm learning to depend on her. It's even tough sometimes to tell her. It's not a trust thing. It's just I'm working on me, and the more I work on me and go to my counseling sessions and get help, I can open up more. And trust.
Good. So don't forget, SNK After Dark is segment we're doing. It's because typically the time of day, it is a holiday, so we are on a little earlier, but 10 p.m. and then when it gets posted, YouTube shortly after that. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But comment below anything that you want our take on. If there's a scenario. You could be your personal scenario, a coworker. You're like, I'm concerned. I want your opinion. Am I bugging? This girl did, or whatever. Comment below. If you don't feel comfortable, you can send us a message and we'll address it anonymously. Anything you want to know. You want our opinions, your thoughts. It could be a trending topic. It could be love related. Sometimes we'll come up with topics that we think of, and we'll give solutions to some great problems. We may have some products to show that may assist with some of it, but this is like an open forum, so feel free to hop on and engage. We love interacting in the comments. But that's all I have. I'm gonna pass it. If you have nothing else, I'll pass it so you can end it like you ended.
I just want people to be okay, and
it's
okay not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
And I have a lot going on in my own life and everything, but Ms. Robertson, if you feel still watching, just know that I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? We chat all the time when I was working at Warner Hill or whatever. And I'm here. You got me through, I don't know if you got my phone number personally, but you got Messenger. We can video chat. If you just need somebody to listen to or whatever, I'm here. I got you. I might not answer every time. That doesn't mean that I don't care. Could be I'm at work or busy. But just know when I get a chance, I definitely will get back to you.
She said, thanks again, ladies. This was another great live. By the way, I'm going to show this to my honey in a few because he tends to take advice, suggestions, criticisms from others better than me. And I'm sure he'll enjoy it, y'all. That's what this is all about.
That's what it's all about.
Tell him if you got some questions, feel free to reach out. Because that sometimes happens. Sometimes when you're dealing with your spouse, I'm not sure how long you guys have been together, but it comes off as To them, they're like, oh, here she goes with that stuff again, or oh, she's nagging, or oh, there they go complaining again. And it's a legit concern that needs to be addressed. But rather than be open because of the history and the relationship that you guys have had, they tend to go shoo until somebody else says it. So I get it. It happens. Trust me, it happens. It happens to the old and the new.
Yeah.
But thank you for your feedback and your input. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below or shoot us a message. And we'll be glad to address it. Or we'll give our opinion, our take, and if you have any solutions. If you don't have anything else,
Nope.
hit it.
You are the master of your destiny. You control your future. Do something daily to get you closer to your goals. We love you from SNK.
Good night.
Good night.